Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Friday, so there's some interesting stuff, but I think the sales numbers were pretty low. I technically didn't check it. I've just been busy listing, honestly, till like almost 1 in the morning, multiple days. I've just been either listing as much as I can to like clear up space, or I've just been like dragging my feet, but still getting the tasks done. All right, so the first thing is Goodman Games right here. Dungeon Master campaign like record sheets. This is a pretty generic like RPG item. It has like a generic dragon right here. It's going to have like Dungeon Master campaign sheets where you write down like your campaign notes or like what level these characters are, maybe like your little adventure notes. This only sold for $5.25 plus shipping. We do plus shipping for everything, but yeah, I'll pick up any RPG stuff, even if it's generic. People do like those things because they're cheaper. Not everyone wants the most expensive Dungeons and Dragons like branded sheets and stuff like that. Plus, you can like print that stuff, but some people like to buy these things. All right, moving along, we have some Risk pieces. These are an army for the white faction. This is 60 pieces, Risk pieces from 2003 right there. So yeah, I could just tell by the cannons and stuff like that. You can just look up the different looks of the pieces. People will want to have their matching sets. Sometimes people like to have more pieces to play bigger games of Risk and stuff like that. That sold for $7.49. There is a really early video in this channel. I'm not sure how long ago. We've made a lot of videos at this point where I actually was going through a bunch of Risk pieces. Like we got a bunch of these, and I was surprised no one in the comments said that these would not sell because I knew that they would sell. So I was hoping that I could be like, yeah, see, they sold. We've sold a good amount of those. They sell slowly. Obviously, if everyone puts up a bunch of Risk pieces, it's going to take a lot of time to find the right person for it. But I do list them because I get them cheap. All right, next up is going to be this book right here, Westminster Abbey Souvenir Guidebook. The cats are being distracting. This one ended up selling for $5, so nothing too crazy. Like I said, I wasn't really keeping track of how much things were selling for. So yeah, this is just going to be like a little picture book right here of the Westminster Abbey. Which is pretty cool. We get a bunch of like different books like that. There is something that I forgot to unpack. Unfortunately, I think it's over there in the car, so I'm not going to go grab it right now. It was a lot of 14 of these like brand called Cityscape building paper, like terrain building. So you like can set up quickly like, oh, this is a city where you play like a skirmish game or a superhero game. And they're just like these paper terrain pieces. It's that lots. It was 14 of them, sold for $22.49. All right, next up is going to be some War Machine tokens, acrylic tokens. These are for which one's the orange one? Protectorate of Menoth. I think they're like normally a white faction. I probably should have split this up. This is 99 of them, different tokens to denote like focus action points on the characters, different spells and abilities like that. This ended up selling for $14.39. I think I probably could have split that up into 2 different lots. All right, moving along, we have a lot of 4 books right here. Oops, sorry, I almost dropped it. Terry Pratchett right there. I think I might be saying that wrong. Masquerade Lords and Ladies, Equal Rights, and Word Sisters. I'm not too sure what kind of paperback books these are. I'm going to assume like some kind of fantasy novel. I just grouped them together because they were the same author. This ended up selling for $16. All right, next up is something really dear to me. This is my absolute... So right here, I'll explain what this is. This is 100 and plus Clank Legacy used board game bits and pieces, cards, tokens. So Annette and I actually, this is our used set. There's also like the baggie and stuff like that. So this is all like the stuff that you can kind of reuse in the game. Clank Legacy Acquisition Incorporated is a really cool, it's my favorite board game. It's a legacy board game. It's a deck builder. You play characters. There's a lot of humor in the books. You're exploring, getting relics, coming back, and just like, there's like an evolving story that happens. It's a lot of fun. I feel like it's well written. The mechanics are really good. This ended up selling for $16. Like I said, this is our used bits and pieces, but these are the pieces that don't get trashed and you can actually like use them. So yeah, this is our set. We played this game twice. So if you actually see this B right here, this is our second set. So yeah, I did get rid of the box because it was kind of too big of a box like a couple years ago. I probably would resell that now, knowing that like people like to buy the boxes, but it really was a big box. All right, moving along, we have 2 packets of these military miniatures brick wall sets right here, 1 out of 35 scale. These are just sealed. So yeah, these are going to be more terrain, like pretty popular. I know I didn't show you the buildings and stuff like that, but all these little like miniature accessories, board game pieces, terrain have been doing pretty well for us, especially today, I guess. Like I said, I wasn't even keeping track of what sold. This ended up selling for $10.80, and I was handling all the offers and stuff like that yesterday. All right, next up is a PC game, Pariah. I never played this particular game. I don't recognize it at all. It says, can you survive in the back? It looks like there's like a gun, so like a shooter game, but then there looks like there's like some kind of like you're building a base mechanic. This end up, you don't have to zoom into it. This ended up selling for $8.77. All right, moving along. These are really cool. I got these a long time ago. Oh, there's like a 50-cent price sticker, so that's, I guess I'll take that off later. These are paper figures. These are, I don't even know what type they are right there. Like military, I think I wrote vintage McLuhan Bros, New York paper soldiers. So I guess like these paper soldiers, like you would cut them out like back in the day. This is the first time I had found stuff like this. I think we got this stuff before we started recording stuff that we sold on the channel. But this is, I think, the last one that we have. So this ended up selling for $37.50. Pretty cool. I still don't know too much about them. Just like the other ones we found did sell well. And the last thing for the day, which I mentioned yesterday, which sold on the way back from the storage unit, is a lot of 6 official Privateer Press War Machine Crix tokens. These are like black and green. These are by Q Workshop. So I don't know if Anetta can zoom in on this. I'll try to like cover my face. But the Q Workshop dice have these like square edges, and they have like a lot of little runic symbols on there. So they're very detailed. These Q Workshop did official dice for War Machine. These ended up selling for $14.99. So yeah, this is pretty cool. This is like used for attacks and defense. All right, so that's everything. I hope we have a bunch of stuff that sells on the weekend. I don't know. It's been pretty slow overall. Like I said, I didn't do the math for this, but I can tell there's a lot of smaller items here other than like this $37. I mean, this is like cool stuff. A lot of stuff I can consider like scraps when I'm listing. Like this is probably like I consider like a main item. This is a main item, and probably the PC game is a main item. All this other stuff is like it will sell when it sells, and it sold today. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I hope everyone has a good weekend.